Welcome to Talks Tuesday, a series dedicated to empowering youth and families. This series is brought to you by Safe Foundation Inc., where advocacy means education for the betterment of young minds. Each month, we explore meaningful topics designed to inspire growth, spark, and creativity, and equip our listeners with the tools they need to thrive. I'm Eleni Alvarez, your host and peer educator at Safe Foundation Inc. This month, we're diving into a topic that shapes so much in our daily life: navigating friendships. Whether you're making new friends, training the ones you already have, or learning how to handle conflicts in a healthy way, friendships are an important part of growing up and building a support system. Throughout March, we'll be sharing practical tips on making new friends, depending connections, handling friendship challenges, and celebrating the amazing people we have in our life. Because a strong, healthy friendship doesn't just happen. They're built with effort, understanding, and care. Let's talk about how we can create friendship that lasts. Over to you, Maya.
Okay, guys. So, what do you think are the most common reasons friendships experience conflict?
Oh, I love conflict, y'all. Look, what would life be if we didn't have conflicts? Every friendship is gonna have conflicts. I feel like it's kind of weird if they don't. Um, it's how we choose to navigate those conflicts, though. I think conflicts typically happen because of miscommunication or lack of listening. We oftentimes listen to respond instead of listening to understand. And that's where some of the conflicts come in. And it can be something that's really tiny, like something that, I say tiny, but not meaning that it doesn't matter to the person, right? But it could be something as simple as you didn't text me to ask me if I wanted to go somewhere with you. And it done got blown up into this huge proportion. Now, does that matter to the person who it's happening to? Yeah, absolutely. But to the person on the other side, it could be seen as something that's very minute, something very little. And it's not to take away how somebody else feels, but that's typically when conflicts happen, is because it's something that's very small has blown into something that's a lot bigger, if you will. So I see conflicts happening typically because of lack of communication or lack of listening and understanding.
Well, I'm just sitting here shaking my head uh, because so my truest Playboy partner, we've been friends since 1984. Uh, Crazy how that all came about, but that's a different story for a different time. We were supposed to fight. We didn't even know each other, but we didn't. And we've never, we still trump tight to this day, like locked down on business, me and him roll, whatever, it doesn't matter. We've been through marriages, children, grandparents, losing parents. We still here. Never, ever once have we had a foul word, a misunderstanding, or nothing. We have been upfront since day one. And I think that's to your point, sis, like you say, it's usually the miscommunications. Oh, I thought you meant this. I thought you meant that. I took it this way, especially nowadays with the whole, social media, and you don't get to understand the context or the volume of the text, right? I think there's a lot of that going on. And I think often than not, it's a lot of peer pressure that sometimes hinders a relationship because so and so said this, they said that. Then you get into a group checks and, oh, why you put me on blast like that? I thought that was between me and you. You know what I'm saying? So I've always thought that. So my thing is I I've never done friends very well because I don't trust people in that sense. Like I tell my most beautiful to this day, we've been together over 30 years. She got one sister. Had she had two, I'm not dealing with it. That's just too many. That's too many chefs, too many Indians, too much caddy going on. I ain't got time for it. And I think that's where a lot of friendships fail. You get too many friends, You don't know who's talking about who, this, that, and the third. You know, it's a quadruple of y'all, and then one is out. So now it's just a trio. Y'all get to talking about something that ain't got nothing to do with somebody else, and then she find out, oh, how come y'all didn't talk about that way, or he didn't talk about that way when I was there? Talk to me about it in my face, and then boom. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that works, and I think that's to me, from the outside, I think a lot of friendships fail because of communication, good, bad, or indifferent. So you know who it came from. And then some people are just messy. Some people are just messy, and they will take the story that had nothing to do with how the story got there, and then the grapevine gets it all twisted and combobulated, and the next thing you know, man, it's all bad. So yeah, I think it's just communication. End of the day.
I love that you said some people are just messy because it's true. And we kind of tapped in on that last week, right? Like how much do you allow a person to do until you determine that it's time to walk away? And I think sometimes it's hard for people to see that their friend is messy. Because when you're in it, right? And we as people typically are looking for the best in somebody else. So we know that they have this trait, but we're making excuses for that trait or that quality. And we're saying they can be better than that. Maybe we can just show them how to be better. We want them to be better. But do they want to be better? Do they want to be a better friend? Do they want to show you, that they can be that person for you? So this is where we got to look at us, right? How much are we willing to take when it comes to those types of friendships? And I love Smith brought that up because again, I think it is just that. Like we have the good friend, we got the messy friend. We all have an abundance of different types of friends around us. Every friend is not that great friend, and we know this. But how much of it are we willing to deal with? And I think that too is where sometimes that conflict comes in. We have not determined within ourselves how much we really want to deal with in those situations. So we continue to allow these things to fester. We continue to allow it to build up, hence the conflict. Conflict ain't always about what you say.
Um, so now that you say that, like, how much are you willing to put up with when it comes to friendships, right? Like, where's it? Like, I know we talked in the past about your boundaries, your expectations, right? So I'm gonna share this story real quick. Just give me like 2 minutes, real quick. So, high school, I've been knowing old boy, not my partner, but this other kid, Namdi. Been knowing him since ninth grade. I think we in 11th grade now. I'm still a big baseball fan. This was back before, internet. So I'm listening to the baseball game that my favorite team is on in the playoffs. We on the bus. Every time somebody gets off the bus, Namdi is throwing sunflower seeds at him. Now, Namdi's a character. He's funny. He's Mr. Clown. I know this. Me and him laugh all the time. We friends. So when it's my time to get off the bus, I say, Namdi, don't throw no seeds at me, dog. I'm into this game. You know, keep it 1,000. Don't throw no seeds at me. Oh, okay, Smith. I get off the bus. What'd he do? Out the back window, throw a gang of seeds on me. I'm fuming. Where's my boundary? Oh, okay. He's hanging out the window laughing as the bus drives away. I'm like, okay, tomorrow, I'm on your head tomorrow. Promise you. Next day come, get on the bus, totally forget about it. He see me. Bus is packed. Like it's a city bus. It ain't a school bus. It's a city bus. He say, oh, what's up, Smith? You on my head? Oh, what? Say less. Not even a problem. We get to the schoolhouse, get off the bus. My partner's with me. I say, hey, man, hold my jacket. Oh, bam, stalled on him. Now, I'm not promoting violence or nothing like that, but I'm just saying sometimes you got to know where the boundaries are and the expectations. And then I don't know if women experience this, but me and him turn around being right back friends like 2 weeks later, laughing and joking. You know what I'm saying? So, friendship, man, gotta have some boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Gotta have some boundaries. Otherwise, they fizzle.
See, this
I don't
this is
promote violence.
perfect. This is perfect. Because look, was this not what we kind of touched on last week, y'all? Like, this thought alone. But I love that you said though, y'all did that, and then y'all went right back to being friends the next week. So then you said, I don't know if it's like that for females. No, because we grudge holders. So listen, look everybody like.
I was gonna say, I was like, if we get into a fist fight, that's a grudge going down for life. For
Listen,
life.
like
No.
we feeling
For
that
life.
thing 20 years from now, and we still talk about that girl that did us wrong. I'm
Nah.
just saying, no, we don't
The
want to be
girl
your
that did
friend
us
next
dirty
week.
in elementary, please. No, I still
Nah,
think about her. I still talk about her.
we were
Mhm.
still cool. Cause so what happened was I had got suspended. He didn't get suspended because I threw the first punch. And then my cousin, he said, Smith, we can get on his head later after school at the store. I was like, do we need to do that? And then, like I said, we all ended up being friends like 2 weeks later, no problem.
Oh my gosh, I love it, and I think that's such a look. That is such a guy thing, and I think this is why I'm always tickled when parents choose to jump in children's fights.
Yeah.
Kids gonna get over it at the end of
Yeah.
the day. They
No, it sounds like it sounds like boys are gonna get over it. That's what it sounds like. Because y'all just solidified that y'all gonna hold that forever.
listen, we gonna hold on to it, Smith. But we gonna live and let live, right? Because we gonna understand. We understand that okay, this happened. Now I watch you because I don't trust you no more. And look,
So
we ain't gotta talk about it again.
so let me ask you this question. Because again, this goes to the friendship thing and how do they end? The fight, like I said, was between me and a friend. But we all have interconnected friends. Now, am I supposed to disconnect from the friends that's his friends? Do y'all get down like that in the mind? Because I'm like, me and old boy, we still cool. I don't care what y'all do. If y'all cool, y'all ain't cool, it ain't my business. So I don't know how that works in the female world.
Honestly, it gets a little complicated. I think it depends
See?
on like the severity of the situation. You know, if it's like, oh, she took her man and ba 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 ba, that's a friendship divider right there. You know what I mean? That's
Okay.
like you're
Okay.
picking a side, you know. But if it's something trivial, usually you just hear them both out. You either kind of stay quiet or you like secretly pick a side. It's kind of complicated. But
Okay.
communication in female relationships or friendships or whatever, I think it's just really complicated. Which actually leads me to prompt you guys. So if you have a friend that doesn't want to communicate after you guys have the argument or after you have that miscommunication resolved, like what do you do if they don't want to talk?
That's easy for me because I'm good. Listen, I'm a firm believer. Look, I put time and energy into people who want my time and energy. If they're choosing not to communicate, it ain't no sweat off my back. If I put it out there and you're choosing not to engage, baby, I'm good. Trust and believe. Look, that's one less person I gotta talk to. I'm not gonna feel no type of way. I'm good. So you still in your feelings. I'm over it.
See, I was gonna say that, sis, but I didn't want to come off like that dude. But I'm like,
Listen,
hey, look here. I will live and breathe, and you can sit right in front of me. I ain't gotta say a word to. I will act like I'm looking right through you. It's not a problem. Promise you.
and I can still be in the same room with you, and I'm good.
Not even, not even trip. Not even trip. Matter of fact, I'll offer you some of my lunch because I could
Right?
care less about you and your feelings. We done moved on as far as I'm concerned. I'm so sorry. And so that's how me and Namdi got cool again because we was at lunch and I'm like, dog, uh, here you want because I was like, come on, man, we ain't gonna fight no more. It was stupid. You know what I'm saying? I tell you what, lunch on me. I mean, we back in the day we could go to the little store around the corner and get some fried rice for like $1.50. I said, bruh, lunch on me. You know what I'm saying? And then after that we was cool because I'm gonna give the olive branch, do my part. Okay, I'll take my accountability in this, whatever this was. You don't want it? Say less. I ain't gonna waste my energy nor my time. I got other things going on in my life. Again, the boundaries and expectations and keeping my focus right. So, to this day, I think I got like 2 cats who I'm just like, hey man, y'all know where I'm at. I've tried to reach out, I've done what I can. You know where to find me. You know how to find me. I ain't hard to find. I'm like an old penny. I'm always around.
I'm gonna
That's my
start
dad.
referring to you as the penny man.
That's what my dad used to say. He said, "Boy, I'm easy to find."
Oh my gosh, I love it. That was a
Well, I'm
great
really
question.
happy that you and your friend are cool. Like after fighting, you just bounce back. That's really healthy of you guys. But for those of us that don't really like getting into fights, personally, I don't like breaking nails. Um, what would you say is like a good way to handle a disagreement, like a healthy way of hashing it out with somebody?
Talk, talk, talk. You know, because the worst thing that's going to happen is when you get into a situation where there's been some riff, there's been some stress, y'all ain't talking, whatever. I ain't saying it's got to resort to physical, activity, but all that's going to happen is if the two parties don't talk, other people are going to talk for you, and that's going to make the situation worse. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how many times have you heard or seen, oh, so and so said this about you? Oh, that ain't what I said. You know what I'm saying? And so that just causes more of a rift. But see, this is where I have to ask the question to the female mind, because what's the point if you're saying, and again, I'm really just trying to learn here and put it out because there's young people trying to learn here. If 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 you're saying if there was a misunderstanding and we divided, we're no longer friends, then what is the purpose of even trying to heal that if you're saying I'm cool with you, we done? You know what I'm saying? I me to like sis was saying, if we're friends, something happens and we're not cool anymore, and then I give you the olive branch and you refuse it, okay, that's straight. But from what I hear from you guys is, oh, we had a falling out. We cool. I'm done with you. Like, where's the energy to even repair that if you're going to harbor that energy and have the grudge? You know what I'm saying?
I love that segue because it's like Mike said, it's a little complicated on that female side. However, um, I love that question because it will always depend on the type of friendship they have. So if that's my A1 since day one, you know what I'm saying? They will probably make the mend or do what they can to mend it. Now, if they was never close to begin with, there's no coming back, because it is kind of like, oh, I see you for who you are, and I'm not gonna look. We good. We gonna go our separate way.
Oh, okay, sis. So I'm now going to go back at you in a conversation way.
Let's do it.
No, well, because see, this irritates me. Don't tell me y'all best friends and you only known each other for 6 months. You ain't best
Did we
friends.
not talk
You
about that last week?
Oh, okay. Okay. I ain't gonna rehash it then. I ain't gonna rehash it. I ain't
I
gonna
love that.
it,
No, but that's perfect. And what we brought up last week, right, was what exactly is a best friend? Like, how
yes.
did the best friend come about? And
Yeah.
so we're like, this is great. So we kind of started breaking that down, right?
Yeah.
And I think Alani, was it you that was like, yeah, because everybody seemed to be a best friend, and people are like fighting over this best friend title, and it's like,
Right.
bro, we all friends. It feels like it's a hierarchy. We just friends. Like, everybody is a friend. And I'm like, that is so true. Cause it girls heavily.
Yeah.
Girls more than boys.
Yeah.
That's my BFF. And I gotta have my BFF.
Yeah.
And it's always this one particular person, but you have a group of like 6 and everybody's fighting to be the BFF.
See, and that's what I try to be careful, especially when I'm dealing with younger folks and especially females, because I don't I can see we don't think alike. Right. So, like I said, maybe because I'm older, but even when I was younger, when me and him met, like I knew that's my dog, like that's my guy. Look, hands down, that's my dude. What's crazy is I remember one time almost being jealous of some of his other friends because they had did something, I don't know. But I mean, now mind you, we were grown when this feeling came on. I want to say mid 25-ish, somewhere around there. And he pulled me to the side. Like, this is my dog. He pulled me to the side because he must have either felt the vibe, something, but he was like, dog. He was like, you my brother, like on thousand, on Cinta, on my mama, you my guy. Those is my friends. And I was like, say less. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of certified my position in his life. I don't know Like, if that makes sense. I said, I knew we was dogs, but then when he said that, I'm like, okay, we done went beyond dogs. Like we almost
That's
brothers.
family now.
That's fam. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and that's why, like, when people tell me, oh, my friend did this to me, I'm like, that's your friend? Your friend would do that? You know what I'm saying? Or your
All
friend
right,
would say
T.
that?
Smith, we so needed you last week, bro.
Okay, okay.
No. This is great because we had that conversation about how to tell if a friend is jealous, right?
Right,
And
right.
that jealousy piece, because it does come up and it does happen. So how do you address that? And we talked about, like, in our lives where that has come up and how it came up. It's not your friend typically running to you and saying, I'm jealous.
So would
Now,
you
some of them can
would,
and
would,
will.
would, would you get into an argument or a disagreement with your best friend?
Because they're jealous?
No, I want, because of the question is like, the question is, how do you handle, or what's the best way to handle at and I find it, I don't know in my mind how to even function getting into a disagreement with like, I don't even see us doing that. So I can't understand what the resolution is. So how
It's
can you
exactly what you said, though, because you said it. Talk it out.
talk it out?
Have the conversation. It's the only way you're going to get to that resolution.
So let me ask you this then, sis. And I don't know how deep we're gonna go into the weeds here, but like, I feel comfortable, and I know my dog feels comfortable. Like, bruh, if you're wrong, I'm about to be on your head about something. I'm about to tell you about yourself. Like, I'm gonna
Yes.
hold you accountable because we dogs. You know what I'm saying? And before we get into a miscommunication or a fallout, I'm gonna bring it to you. I'm gonna tell you, like, I heard
Yes.
this, or you did this and I didn't agree with it. Like, are we at that stage with
To
young
me,
people?
that's what a friend is, if you ask me. You should be able to do that.
So then the altercation then becomes or not the altercation, but the fallout now becomes an issue of accountability. Bro, you were wrong, or sis, you were wrong, and
Yes.
now you don't want to accept it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And so
Okay.
this is where you have to look at the maturity level of your friend.
True. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because again, we all know our friends.
Yeah. She
Look,
said it's getting
we
heated.
know that there's the friend that don't want to be held accountable for nothing. We got that one somewhere in the
Right.
mix. We got
Right.
that friend that's like, please come to me and tell me all the things that I'm doing wrong because I want to know, I want to improve as a person. There's the friend that they absolutely don't want to make changes in their life. They don't care what you see before them. They don't care how much potential you say they got. They don't want to change their lifestyle. They good right where they at. And then you're going to have that friend that's that overachiever. They're going to go over and beyond to do all the things, and they're going to make sure that your foundation as a friendship is solid. You have to know the type of friend you have, because then that's going to tell you how you're going to be able to respond and how they're going to receive it when you do.
And this is how so for me, and this is some words of wisdom to young people when we start talking about the friendship environment and navigating it. Me personally, I don't enjoy altercations or misunderstandings. I don't like it. I don't like that energy. So I will go out of my way to avoid it. However, in a circle of friends and one friend is excluded, if a conversation starts to incorporate that person that's missing, I immediately remove myself. Or I'm like, you know what? Check this out. Hold off on that because I'm like, let's say it to people's face. Let's not be talking around people's back. I'm not that dude because I don't want to be a part of that negative energy. You know what I'm saying? So I think young folks, the answer, the solution to the mending the friendship is the proactive part of not even allow it to get to that point. That's the root cause. You see what I'm saying? So be proactive, and before the hearsay and the she say starts, remove yourself or say, hey, listen, we gonna have this conversation when so and so get here. You know what I'm saying? So now we ain't gonna worry about the mending part, because now you know, that's just more negative energy to me. I just never been a negative energy guy. I ain't got time for the, oh, he said that. And I'm like this. And when you talk, we said it earlier, I walk away. Look, I don't care what you say about me when it's all done and said. I'ma still smile. I'ma still be me. You can't, and here's the, let me, young folks, we talked about this before about controlling your power, about owning your power. You know what I'm saying? I'm like this. Before somebody else say something bad about me, I'm gonna put it out there, my D self. I'm gonna put it out there. Oh yeah, I said that, or I did this. You know what I'm saying? Because now, whoever somebody's saying something about you, you already owned it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, man, look, I'm just talking now because I'm
No,
that friend.
but that's great. And it's true. And again, this goes right back to that very beginning piece about setting those boundaries. Because in
And
order
those
for you to
boundaries.
know how you're gonna remove yourself from it, it starts with you recognizing that you have a boundary that you're not willing to let somebody else come in and cross. And
Yeah.
as a friend, if they really respect you and they're really your friend, they're gonna respect that boundary that you set and won't put you in situations like that out of respect for you and that friendship. So this is how you get to know if your friend is really your friend.
And a lot of times when we start talking about the miscommunication part to the friendship where it starts to derail,
Yep.
a real friend, I'm not talking about 3 months, 2 weeks. I'm talking about a real friend is already going to know you
Yes.
in that
Yes.
your reaction, how you could
Yes.
accept something, how you receive. They know when you ain't even acting like you. And they might put you on blast for that. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you have to be that way with your friends. Again,
Yes.
now it goes back to the accountability level. Are you going to accept your role in the derailing of the friendship? Or are you going to be standoffish and be like, nah, okay, then that really wasn't your friend and you wasn't a friend to that person. Friendship is
Exactly.
complicated. Boy, I'll tell you, it's complicated.
But
That's
look,
why I ain't got too
Friendship
don't,
is
much.
super
but it don't
complicated.
have to be.
It doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
Hey, like I
I think
said, me and my player
honestly, for
partner,
like, oh
what are
no,
we
go ahead,
at?
Smitty, sorry.
We're about 40 years, we're about 40 years deep into this, 40 years deep. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't complicated at all. Like I said, we ain't never had a foul word towards one another. You know what I'm saying? It's not complicated. I guess as long as you're open and upfront, you know what I'm saying? And you say things like they need to be said, you know? And again, that's one thing I won't stand on. You ain't gonna talk about my player partner to my face. Not when he ain't there. You know what I'm
Say
saying?
that.
That's just not gonna happen. You know what I'm
Say
saying?
that.
Nah, not gonna happen. I'll tell you what, I'll go get him. I'll go get him. And then I want you to say it right
Say
there.
it to his face.
Say it to his face. You know what I'm saying? He ain't that dude. I'm gonna tell you right now. He ain't that dude.
I love it.
I really admire how you guys know like the boundaries that you have and the ones that you set. Like you know already what you're okay to let slide and what's not. Like that's already super established. I wanted to say for like our younger kids who are watching, you know, the younger groups, if you're not sure why you keep encountering like all these obstacles in your friendships, it might be a good idea to kind of take some time, like, you know, sit down with yourself, take out some pen and paper, and maybe write out the boundaries that you have. You have to figure it out within yourself first, so you don't have to, you know, back to what Smitty was saying, you don't have to find yourself in that situation trying to mend something because you didn't send the boundary in the first place. It just might be worthwhile to kind of like clear things up at least for yourself. Because I know that
And,
starting friendship at a younger age is hard.
and to that point, Maya, like that's real spill right there because what that is, that's that old proverb, right? And I've been hearing it for a while because my mother used to tell me all the time. And then this OG just hit me with it like 2 weeks ago. Show me four of your friends, and I'll tell you all about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Don't
Yes.
we could talk about the miscommunications all we want to in mending friendships.
Yep.
But show me the people you surround yourself with, your four closest friends, and I'm gonna tell you about yourself before you even say anything about yourself.
I love that.
That's so true. I think my mom said that to me too. It's like you are who you surround yourself with
That's
because it's
it.
like the people that you choose to entertain your company, that's who it's a reflection of yourself, you know?
Hey,
It's super important.
hey, on a friendship level and on a self-growth improvement level, if you hang around five broke people, you're gonna be the sixth broke person. You know what I'm saying? That goes to your friendship. If you hang around 4 bad people, you're gonna be the 5th bad friend. It's just how it works. That's how it works.
True story.
True story.
My mom always told me like with friends, like if they jump, would I jump with them? Something like that. She would tell me something like that. Don't remember. Like the
If they jump off a
wins.
bridge, you gonna jump off a bridge?
Yeah.
My dad used to say that. He would say, be a leader, not a follower, to emphasize,
You know, and I will say this to that point, when it comes to being a leader and not a follower, when we talk about friends, it goes all the way back to the beginning now about your expectations and your boundaries. You know, with my 4-year-old grandson, yeah, I want you to be a leader, but he's 4 years old. What is a leader to him? You know, like, you know, having the coolest monster truck in the class. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's important to define the leadership role, you know, as well. You take it a step further. Now we define our friendship. What is our friendship? Are we just friends on this athletic team? Are we friends only in this classroom? Right? Or are we just associates? You know what I'm saying? Or like we like friends that talk every minute of the day and we know each other's parents. That's another thing I want to say when it comes to friendships. And I think this goes to a lot of the sometimes when things fall apart in friendship. I think is a healthy to me. I think a healthy friendship relationship includes the parents. Like, because now if you get to meet someone's mom and dad or their family, you're probably less likely to either talk bad about that person or allow someone else to talk bad about that person. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's a level of family connectiveness if you start talking about building a healthy relationship in your friendship. And I think that's sometimes, you know, meeting the parents of the family.
I feel like meeting the parents is always like a big step, whether you know or not in your friendships, because I also feel like introducing those familial connections, that's a kind of a demonstration of trust. You know what I mean? You trust your friend to like present themselves well because you know them, because you trust them. And I feel like in friendships, especially when you're younger, if you don't have that foundation of trust, you don't have anything. What do you mean? Because then you can't confide. You don't know if they're going to turn around and tell all the little friends. Now you got these rumors going. It can be messy, especially like those messy friends, which I wanted to ask, how would you identify like that toxic friendship versus like someone you just keep getting into disagreements with? Because it can be kind of hard to tell in circles when you're younger, I would say, especially high school. Oh my God, don't get me started.
Right? So I don't know. I've never attracted toxic people. I guess there's levels of toxicity. I haven't had
There's levels
like
to this.
there are levels to toxicity, right? You know, we're all toxic in our own way. You know, me. So I had this thing growing up, and maybe young people still have it. Like you can see fake a mile away, right? Like you know when somebody ain't right. You know, and I don't mean right in the sense of emotionally. I'm just talking about when like you got that dude over there, that's a they are, And so, and sometimes it's jealousy, sometimes it's just culture, sometimes it's just life and where they're at in their journey, But I remember this one kid, I ain't gonna call him out, but like he was toxic to me. We had been knowing each other for a little while, like middle school, and then like he would always fake when when it was me and him, oh, he was jolly cool. Like, oh yeah, Smith woo woo. But then when we get around the other cats in the school, now he wanna like hot side on me and profile. And I'm like, hold on, man, like, who is you now? You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't the same cat. And I don't like that. I don't like that. Don't code switch on me. Not in the friendship, you know what I'm saying? Keep it 1,000. And so I remember when we was seniors, we was in the gym, and he was just running his mouth. And I don't like that, man. I don't talk like that. But he was just running his mouth. I said, man, I'll tell you what, I'm about to shut you up once and for all. I don't want to tell y'all what I did, but I was just like, I'm tired of you running your mouth, man. You know what I'm saying? Keep talking that as you walk away. Simple as that. You know what I'm saying? And ever since then, I let it be because I was like, I cannot bring myself, even, you know what, that's crazy because even at 17, 18, I had the self wherewithal to know that that's not the kind of energy I need in my life. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't talked to that dude since that one particular incident, since that day. Kids know. Kids know. You know what I'm saying? You know. Do something about it. Not like I do. I'm just saying, do so. Walk away. Walk away. That's what I'm saying.
Man said, I'm not condoning violence.
Not me. No, sir.
But no,
Just methods of communication.
right.
Sure.
And communication is key. Look,
Hey,
Exactly.
silence is communication.
it definitely
That
silence
too.
tells you a lot.
Oh yeah.
Walk away.
Silence tells you a lot.
I
Yes,
wanted to
indeed.
say too, ladies, I don't know about like boys, I guess when they're younger, but girls for sure. If you have that friend who's talking bad about everybody around her, she's probably talking bad about you too. Don't allow that
Facts.
negativity in.
Facts.
That's a sign for me, something I've learned of like a
That goes for
toxic
family.
friendship, so to
That goes
speak.
for, if family talking
Oh
bad about
yeah.
you, boy, understand when you leave the
Mhm.
function. Hey, real spill. Young people, old people, when we talk about relationships, because that's what a friendship is, it's relationships. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Own who you are. That's the bottom line to me. Own who you are. Know who you are. And it doesn't matter after what people want to say or what people judge or their perception of you. Be who you are. Own who you are. Own your greatness. Own your faults.
Yep.
After that, it is what it is. They can say whatever they want. They can do whatever they want. But own your faults and you're a good person. I'm telling you what I know.
Say
Ain't
it,
nothing you
Smith.
can say
Say
about
it.
me. I tell people this all the time. Ain't nothing you can say about me that I haven't said about myself.
That's so important, having that accountability with yourself, because then you can't get yourself into problems about that she said, he said, all that stuff. No. Somebody said it first and he told you said it too. So what are you gonna do?
You know
Nothing.
what?
Tell me
Yeah.
something I don't know.
Right. Right.
I love it. I love it. Come on, Maya. I know you got another good question in there.
I do. Okay. So we're talking a lot about, handling all these miscommunications and how we kind of end up, in problems because we don't know how to sort these things out, right? So if you find yourself in a miscommunication and it's getting kind of heated, before anybody starts swinging or anything, what are some ways that you can de-escalate that miscommunication or that argument, so to speak? What would you do?
Oh, before we catch them Smitty hands, listen.
Before you got to start ducking and dodging? Yeah.
Weaving Bob. No, let me. No, seriously, though, seriously. Again, it's important to understand how you feel in an altercation. So I heard Smitty bring up, and this is very true for a lot of people. A lot of people don't like conflict, right? And so when things start to get heated, they'll typically begin to shut down. Sometimes you got to walk away, and it's okay to walk away because the more heated the argument is, the less likely anybody is going to listen. So it doesn't matter how innocent you meant it to be. It doesn't matter if it was a miscommunication. It doesn't matter if they misunderstood what you said and they took it the wrong way. By the time a person is angry in that moment, it's time to walk away because nothing you say is going to change what they think or how they feel because they've shut down. So knowing who you are as a person and how you feel in the midst of conflict and understanding the type of friend that you have, sometimes you have to allow that space. It don't mean y'all can't regroup again and come back and have a conversation and it work out better because it absolutely can. Just allow that person the space to process because they need to now calm down. And you telling them to calm down does not make them calm down. Let's just be clear about that because I know that's typically most people's response. Just calm down. It's not that big a deal. It's not that big a deal to you. You
Big
might
feelings are a big thing.
right. So
Yeah.
knowing when to walk away and when to restart the conversation is huge in battling issues like that. And it happens. and it's okay. Learn how to navigate it.
And I think I
When
want to add
someone's
to that.
seeing red,
Go ahead, Maya, go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna say something real quick. If someone's seeing red or you're seeing red, it's like a lot more likely for you to say something that you regret or to make the fight even worse. So it's better for both of you guys just to walk away and get that space. Because it's like, big emotions, big feelings, big words, can get messy.
Yeah. See, wow, that's a lot. And de-escalation before we even get there is something I had to learn. It's a skill, right? Young people, even middle-aged folks, young adults, you have to learn that skill. And it's conflict resolution, right? It's understanding sometimes how to walk away. It's a whole physiological energy. What y'all say now? It's a whole vibe. De-escalation is a whole vibe, right? To Maya's point, like the red and red, you're gonna get green envy, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna get a lot of negative, big words, you know what I'm saying? The process of de-escalation is first and foremost recognize your breathing, right? We all have these things in our brains, fight or flight. When we get into, you know, whatever this particular space is, there's going to be a fight or flight. You have the only way, and this is one thing I value because I'm teaching it right now with my 4-year-old grandson, is understanding to breathe through transition. When something is entered new, good, bad, or indifferent, and it gets you going, you got to breathe. You have to breathe. You when you start holding your breath because you done took it here, they done took you there, you lose your blood cells. You ain't getting no oxygen to your brain. You blocking all the neurons that's allowing you to think from the prefrontal cortex. You know what I'm saying? You got to breathe and stay focused, right? As you're breathing, you're getting to the point where now you can decompartmentalize, like Sis was saying earlier. Like, you got to put this over there. Like, really? Is it really that serious? Or where am I putting this? How am I taking this? Where am I going to put that word? Where am I going to put that vibe? You know what I'm saying? It's a whole vibe trying to de-escalate a negative situation. The first technique or the first skill is breathing. You have to breathe. Then the next thing is identifying and decompartmentalizing the words or the vibe and seeing what you want to do with it. You know what I'm saying? And the next comes a conflict resolution. Where are we going to go with it? Am I going to stay silent and move on? Or am I going to respond and not react? You see what I just said there? Those are two different words. Am I going to respond or am I going to react? Respond is now you done calm yourself down. You got a thought process. That's a response. A reaction is usually on the next level, and it's probably going to take it somewhere else. I told you this whole thing is a whole vibe. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on that now as an individual. And so young folks, anybody out there, understand it's a whole vibe trying to de-escalate, not just in the friendship with your friends, but in your relationship with your family, your workmates, your schoolmates, whoever. It's a whole vibe. Breathe first, people. You'll be able to de-escalate the situation.
I love
Isn't
that you
this so
brought that
funny
up.
how it ties back? Oh,
And
my bad. Go ahead.
I
Go ahead.
want to take a minute just to hit on that react piece, because I think that is so important, and I don't want to leave that one unexplored, right? Our reactions are everything. And reactions don't always have to be a physical altercation, for those that are wondering, right? That reaction can be as simple as you turning around and walking away. That reaction can be as simple as maybe because you felt like you wasn't breathing, now you've taken the opportunity to stop and breathe and focus your attention on something other than the person that's before you. So your reaction can be various things. So don't think that your reaction has to always result in a physical, because it's not just about physical. Your reaction encompasses so many other things that you can put that energy into. I love that you did that, Smith, and thank you for sharing that.
I wanted to add to what Smitty was saying about that breathing. I think that ties really nicely into our February Talk Tuesday, where we're talking about managing our blood and our blood pressure. Practice makes perfect with that mindfulness breathing, and you lower your blood pressure, and everyone stays super happy, I guess. Full circle. I think that just about wraps up our time for today. But thank you guys for joining. I have so much fun as per usual. Over to you, Amaya.
All right. So, friendships are some of the most valuable connections we have in life. They bring joy, support, and shared experiences, but they also require effort, trust, and understanding. Whether you're making new friends, strengthening existing ones, or navigating challenges, remember that the best friendships are built on kindness, respect, and communication. Surround yourself with people who uplift and encourage you, and be that person for others as well. Before we go, don't forget to check out our exciting events at Steps Foundation this month. This Saturday, we'll be hosting a Youth Program Ambassador information session at the Veterans Memorial Library. If you have a student who will be in 9th through 12th grade during the 2025 through 2026 school year, this is the perfect chance to learn about our student leadership and advocacy program. Can't make it in person? We've got you covered. Join us virtually on March 29th at 12 p.m. Our youth program ambassadors don't just participate, they lead. They engage in advocacy work, develop leadership skills, and create real change in their communities. If your student is ready to make a difference, this is their chance. Also, keep an eye out. Program open enrollment for the 2025 through 2026 school year is coming soon. If you have a middle or high school student, we'd love to have them join our programs. Stay tuned for our upcoming program open house dates. To learn more about our events and programs, visit www.stepsfoundation.org or follow us on social media at Steps Foundation Inc. True friendships aren't just about having people around you. You deserve friends who support, uplift, and celebrate you. Be the friend you want to have. Show kindness, listen with an open heart, and surround yourself with people who bring out the best in you. Every strong friendship starts with a simple moment of connection, so don't be afraid to reach out, grow, and cherish the people in your life. Thank you for being a part of this month's Talk Tuesday. Stay connected, stay kind, and as always, stay inspired, stay empowered, and keep leading the way. See you next time. Bye.